dealers come out. Everybody is outside till the killers come out. You ain't eating, you just act full. I'm impactful. Dozen funerals in a month, I got that pull. I will give it to niggas in all rap forms. Ignatius out right now on all platforms.
Best Black progressive women in all of social media. And it is a great list. And we'll kick this thing off with a sister who posted something that went viral. I will make sure I get her information so that you guys can, if you want to order this shirt that she's got, you can order it. But take a look at this sister. This is a honorable mention because she puts out good content too.
This lady was so mad at my t-shirt. What is you mad for? Like, why is this bothering you? Are you racist? Husband must got the hood in your closet, because why you mad? Only a racist person would be mad.
She has a point. Why would you be mad at a shirt where someone who kills people is being hung? Oh, I know why. Because you're in the same camp that was okay with Mike Pence getting hung, and he was a white guy. So it offends you to see someone who's going to take out Black people, and you don't even realize you're telling on yourself. Because I get so many people that say there's no such thing as race. I'm race baiting. But when you hear white people stop this girl because she's wearing a shirt hanging the KKK, a killer, people that would go get in people's yard, burn stakes, pull folks out, beat them, shoot them in front of their family. You mad about that, sis? Yeah. I'm going to put her link in the description, folks. Go support that sister if you like that shirt. First one that comes on my list, and I was trying to figure out how to do this list properly because I have some great household names of content creators and professionals, and I've also got some of they come up from not being journalists, content creators. And so I am going to start with an OG who is very young, that was a journalist and still is a journalist, that holds their feet to the fire. It's my homegirl with her thick tongue self, Tiffany Cross. This is her. Take a look at why you need to be watching and following Tiffany Cross.
I'm offended by your presence.
Recently, we talked about here on the podcast, Scott Jennings flipping out and cursing out Adam Mockler on Abby's show. When you saw that, one, your response to it in the moment about his behavior, and then two, what do you think about people like Scott being on those shows and those roles?
One, there's a lot of criticism about Abby's show, but I think some of it is unfair because Scott appears on every show across that network. So it's like, are you mad at Abby or are you mad at CNN? They put him everywhere. I could never get away with that behavior. I think we should criticize the network as a whole. I could go through the list of people who they pay 6 and 7 figures who sit on mini sets and say deplorable things. And I've even read remarks about executives praising Scott and celebrating what they believe he contributes. They normalize white supremacy and treat it like it's okay. I think it is reflected in their ratings. People are increasingly tuning out. And when you have networks that used to be reliable, used to be a place where you can go to for news, and they turn into the Real Housewives of CNN, and they're like, we're going to put on somebody who is completely unintelligent and put them across from someone with an intellectual thought and present these things as though they are equal. I think we have enough intelligence where we're not going to watch that. So people might watch clips.
Facts. And Tiffany Cross has a rockin' social media. Now, the other day I had jokes on her because she was thirst trapping, y'all. You're going to have to go to her Instagram to see that. Tiffany was thirst trapping, okay? I mean, beautiful woman, fine. I love that thick accent she has. And she was thirst trapping. But at the end of the day, folks, she and all the other women on this list are why white men are so afraid. Because these women are resilient, they're fearless, they're beautiful, and white dudes don't know what to do with them other than try to disavow them. Post your comments about Tiffany Cross, the real Tiffany Cross, who should have never lost her job. Great follow, and we'll get on to the next one. Now, some of y'all might not know this sister who has a huge YouTube presence. She's bigger on YouTube than she is on Instagram and other places. But she puts out some pretty good show. And here is her blurb and what she does and why you guys should follow her. Sabby Sabs, you made the list.
Listen up. If you supported Thomas Massie and you're upset that he lost this election, the best thing that you can do right now is to change your voter registration to independent. Leave the Republican Party, change your voter registration to independent or no party affiliate, whichever applies in your state, and do it quickly. Because here's the thing, the Republican Party is the Epstein class party. I'm gonna be very clear about this. If people voted against Thomas Massie, they basically voted for Jeffrey Epstein. Ed the Fed received donations from people who were in the Epstein files, from Epstein's friends. So that's who all those people supported. So you have to make a decision. Many of us went through this with Bernie 2016 and Bernie 2020, and we made a decision after the DNC cheated Bernie Sanders that we were gonna leave the party and register as independents. So the easiest, most nonviolent thing that you can do right now is to do just that. You do not owe that party your vote. And I really believe, after everything that I saw last night, I really believe something is going to change. People are already calling for Thomas Massie to run for president for 2028. All of you that supported Thomas Massie, if you are a registered Republican, you need to leave the party immediately.
They should have been left the party. Anyone who triple Trump has a problem. They would rather see the country burn down than to see a few folks get a little help here at home when they be the main ones screaming America first. Sabby Sabs puts out great content, factual based. The place where me and her cross is I'm okay with Bernie, but there are some things I think Bernie has his blinders on. Like, I'm not big into saying liberal. I'm big into progressive. And pretty much every woman on this list is progressive. Sabby is progressive, but she does like Bernie. And I'm not saying I don't like Bernie. I'm just saying sometimes Bernie goes liberal Bernie and not progressive Bernie. But she is a wonderful follow. Teeth is so white, you can see your reflection on her teeth. So you're going to have a great smile and a gleaming time when you go check her out. Next sister that I'm going to bring to you guys does such great content on history in America. And the history of America is very political. And this sister does it with a smile. And I would love for y'all to go back and see her videos when she first started compared to now. It looked like she used to get her makeup from Kmart in the beginning. And now that the sister done blown up, boy, she's shopping at MAC. Okay, she getting that good Macy's makeup at this point. I love this young lady. Her name is Ashley. Take a look at what she does so that you can go follow her too.
ICE isn't just like the Gestapo. They're closer to slave catchers. And once that clicks, a lot of people get real uncomfortable real fast. Every time ICE comes up, someone reaches for that Gestapo comparison. And I get why they do it. Raids in the middle of the night, neighbors disappearing, families gone before breakfast. That's the kind of terror that people were taught to recognize, as long as it happened to people that look like them. But that comparison is doing a whole lot of emotional work that it just doesn't deserve. Because structurally, historically, ICE does not move like the Gestapo. They move like slave patrols. And the reason nobody wants to say that out loud is because slave patrols aren't foreign. They're not exotic. They're not evil elsewhere. They're American, homegrown. Slave patrols were legal, state-funded, community-supported. Their job was simple. Stop people, demand proof, and decide on site who belonged and who didn't. No crime.
Fantastic follow, ladies and gentlemen. She's got a YouTube channel, Instagram, and she's on TikTok. Links will be in the description by tomorrow, but please go follow the homegirl, Ashley. I'm going to try to get some of these folks on the show so that we can have a roundtable debate, but she does great content, folks. Go get her. Next sister that we're going to discuss was on with Tiffany Cross. So y'all already know who this is, Angela Rough Rydom Rye, and she don't play. She's an OG in social justice, uplifting the community, going on CNN before we was having these debate platforms. And now she does a show with Bakari Sellers, Andrew Gillum, and it's a really, really good show called Native Land Pod. This is what you can look forward to by following Angela Rye. Take a look.
I mean,
well, look at what the hell that got us. We got goddamn Abigail voting exactly like she did in the House of Representatives. Now she's talking about maybe we shouldn't have did redistricting after Barack Obama and them got her all that goddamn money. I'm so sick of Abigail. So it's an Abigail I'm tired of, and it's a Bernie Sanders type
this
Graham
ain't a
Platinum.
new Abigail. That's all I'm saying.
It's not, and that's the whole. This is
what we all have to know is that they've shown us.
My point.
But they're all in our tent.
You guys, this is my point.
And the math matters.
We are told that we have to lay our interests aside, our demands aside, the things that we know we need to survive and thrive in this country. Black people got to move that aside to get the Democrat put in XYZ white person in office so that we can have a majority. For what? For what?
I think it's always a negotiation about what we do.
No, but we never get it to the negotiating table because they tell us to wait.
But I also think
if I'm going to get into a fight, I'll take her over any UFC guy. Do you hear me? Angela Rye can get down. And she can also show you her emotional side. Only thing I got to say to her is you do fantastic work. Shouts out to your daddy, who was a social justice warrior who helped teach you, love me some Seattle. But you know, Angela, you know, when you cut Jalen Rose loose, I mean, your boy was right here. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. I'm going to leave it at that. Please go follow Angela Rye. She does great work. Next sister on this list, ladies and gentlemen, is someone that y'all are getting to know very well. She's a journalist as well. I affectionately call her my Lark Voorhees. It's Miss T. And her and Eric Stone both are great follows. You should follow both of them. Put out some amazing content, and they do almost investigative journaling work on social media dumbasses and racists. Take a look at how she gets down. Miss T is something.
I do know what it's like to be pulled over being poor, having no license, can't afford insurance, have no insurance, and have warrants. I do know what it's like to be in prison, and I do know this. If you just cuff up when they tell you you're under arrest and go to jail, you're going to have your day in court and you're going to be alive.
I'm Terace Garnier, and I'm a journalist, and I base my videos on facts, not on racism.
Brooks got shot and killed in a Wendy's parking lot because he was drunk and fell asleep in the freaking drive-thru and resisted arrest, punched the cop, tased the shot. He got shot. What do you want to happen?
And that was Adam Calhoun, a rapper.
Black people feel the prison. Is it because they black or they make bad decisions?
That is very well known to the police.
Since the day I was legally able to go to jail, I was in and out of jail my whole teenage years and 20s and everything.
Shocker. You're still alive to tell the story.
If you want to hold court in the streets and fight the police and run away from the police and all that shit, you're playing with your life.
So here's a question. What were your thoughts when you resisted arrest?
About a fight breaking out. I'm in the middle of a fight. I felt this pain in my side. I'm like, I'm getting fucking stabbed again. My first reaction, I was like, boom. And it was a cop. He was tasing me. He hit the ground, and as I turned around and looked, there's like 5 more cops, and I'm like, okay.
So you admit to punching an officer, breaking into people's homes, starting fights.
They beat the dog shit out of me.
And yet, again, you live to tell the story. Why do you think that is? Could it be white privilege?
There's no such thing as white privilege. If you were born in the United States of America, you're already privileged.
But that's not what you said when you got out of jail.
We had never had any felonies on our records before. It was just, they dropped it down to an aggravated battery and great bodily harm, and we got probation. And people were pissed. Yeah. And it might have been because we're white.
Yeah, you think? According to ProPublica, young black males were 21 times more likely to be killed by police than young white males, not to mention black defendants receive sentences about 20 to 30% longer than white defendants who committed these same crimes.
Nobody's oppressed. You're just making that bullshit up.
What sacrifices have you made for this country?
This ain't the life we fought for.
Oh, really?
We've sacrificed too much for our freedom to let it slip away now.
I think you should stay away from being a commentator and do what you do best. Steal from black culture to enrich yourself. Because unlike you, I actually served and sacrificed for this country. I didn't play pretend.
Fire, ladies and gentlemen. Just fire. Talk about someone who probably really intimidates white dudes. it is definitely Miss T, my Lord Voorhees. You have got to follow her. She is an everyday watch if you can. And her man, Eric Brian Stone, is a great everyday watch too. They do great work. Links will be in the video description tomorrow. I don't have them today, but I'll get them in there tomorrow. Follow them. Last but definitely not least on my list is the OG, who's been doing this thing so long, got released for keeping it real on her news network, and is putting out great content on social media right now as we speak. It is the homegirl, Joy Reid. Please take a look at how she broke down this right here in only the way a highly intelligent Black woman could do.
Let's just be clear. Clarence Thomas was born in Pinpoint, Georgia. He is of the Gullah extraction. Yep. He didn't even speak English until he was 7 years old. He spoke the Geechee tongue and was so afraid to speak in front of white people because he was always told, don't speak Geechee in front of white people because it would embarrass you, that he almost never spoke at all. Mm-hmm. There was a nun, a white nun, whose largesse helped get him through school and get him those good grades. He has been assisted by white patrons, really his whole life, even now by very rich ones, as they fly him around the country. And to your very point, he seems to deeply resent all of the assistance he got, and he wants to make sure that nobody like him ever gets that kind of help again, because it helps his self-image so that he can lie to himself and fool himself and maybe hate himself a little less for having gotten help all along his path to the Supreme Court. And let's be clear, the most important thing to know about his confirmation, other than the fact that he's accused credibly of sexual misconduct, is the polling that got him over the line. And it was the polling that I very much remember. I was one of the few Black folk who was against him. It was the polling that showed that about 7 in 10 Black people supported his ascension to the seat once held by the great Thurgood Marshall, and he is not his equal. It was Black people's support that got wavering members of that Judiciary Committee
Democrats,
and wavering senators.
They needed Democratic votes. There was a Democratic majority. That's why Joe Biden is in those hearings running. They needed the Democratic votes.
And it was only Black people's support in those polls that got wavering Democrats to vote for him. And he has repaid Black people with scorn ever since.
That was our bad, Joy. That was our fuck up. I don't know what you thought. Bush's daddy put him in there, but that was our fuck up. But having said that, Joy, that was immaculate reporting. And if you need the real deal facts, folks, you've got to go to these people who are not on mainstream TV anymore. I don't even watch mainstream TV. Honestly, I don't even have cable, because every station now is being taken over by the oligarchs, and they're pushing the Israel agenda. They're pushing lies. They're trying to make things equal weight, something that is a gaslight versus the truth. And it's, what are we doing here? And Joy Reid and everybody on this mixtape are great at cutting through the truth. So shout out to all those wonderful Black female creators. You guys are doing great work. Let me know which ones are on your list. And don't forget to like this video, comment, subscribe.